Good morning, students.
Good morning.
How are you today? That's nice. Are you ready for the English class? Okay, students, let's begin today's class. Before we begin the class, you're now used to something, aren't you? Yeah, I start the class with a quote. Look at today's quote. Can you read the quote, students? Read it once.
Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime.
Shall we read that once again? Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. What have you understood here, students? Yeah, when you give a man a fish, you're giving him food for one day. But teach him how to fish, teach him the skill of making his own food, then he eats for a lifetime. So why am I talking about eating first thing in the morning? Yes, students, this also has some relation with you. What am I trying to tell you? When we teach you or when your teachers teach you in school, you shouldn't learn only to write the exam and pass and get good marks. You should learn so that you remember it, and whatever you learn in school must help you throughout your life. So you must learn the concepts that are taught in school. Don't just by heart and mug up just to pass in the exam and get good marks. Do you understand?
Yes.
You must learn all the concepts well so that they help you throughout your life. Alright?
Okay,
Okay, shall we begin today's class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, today we start the class with a conversation. What do you see on screen? Can you see something? Yeah. What do you see, students?
Three ladies.
Yeah, they are three ladies. They're going to talk to each other. We'll see what they're going to talk about. So this is Ramya. I'll take the role of Ramya.
Okay,
And my friend here, Shrestha, will take the role of Smita and Neha.
Okay, ma'am.
Hi Smita, hi Neha. Where are you coming from?
Hi, Ramya. We are coming from a concert.
Oh, is that so? Which concert? So students, Ramya, Smita and Neha, they are talking about a concert. Do you know what a concert is? Yeah, it's a show where people sing or dance. Which concert are they talking about? Let's see. So she says, hi Ramya.
We are coming from a concert.
Which concert is it?
It was a concert by S.P. Balasubramaniam.
So students, I'm sure you all have heard of S.P. Balasubramaniam. Have you? He's a very famous singer. I'm sure you all like his songs.
Oh, it was a great experience. Do you know SPB is famous singer?
Oh, he's a very famous singer. Everybody knows that. So even Ramya knows that. Let's see what she says. Oh, I know about S.P. Balasubramaniam. I've missed a good show then. I would have loved to come with you.
We are sorry. Next time, we'll invite you. Let's attend the next concert together.
So what did these three girls talk about? Yes, students, they spoke about a concert. What concert was it? It was a concert by S.P. Balasubramaniam. They attended the concert. Ramya couldn't attend it because she didn't know about it. Okay, so now we are going to look at something from this conversation. You've all listened to this conversation. I'm going to show you some words. You saw that the conversation was between Ramya
and Smita.
Neha and Smita.
Yes.
So let's look at some words. I'm going to show you some words from this conversation. You must tell me what those words are, students. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's look at the conversation once. I've put up the conversation on screen. So will you all read it, students? We'll help you read it. Shall we start? Okay. Hi Smita, Hi Neha, where are you coming from?
Hi Ramya, we are coming from a concert.
Oh, which concert was it?
It was a concert by S.P. Balasubramaniam. Oh, it was a great experience. Do you know Ramya? SPB is a famous singer.
Oh, I know about SPB. Then I've missed a good show. I would have loved to come with you.
We are sorry. Next time, we'll invite you. Let's attend the next concert together.
So that's where our conversation ended. Now I have a few words from this conversation. Can you read the words, students? Please
Yes.
read the words.
Coming,
Come,
come, see,
to come, think,
to join, invite, was, no, missed,
missed,
loved, attend, place,
created,
ask.
ask. So, these are some words I have picked up from the conversation. What have I called these words? I have given you a heading here. Can you see? What have I called these words? They are called
Verbs.
verbs. Let's look at some of these verbs now. Students, I have used some of these verbs in sentences. I have made some sentences and I am using these verbs in sentences. I want you to go home today and try to use some verbs in sentences of your own. Will you do it, students?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's look at the first verb here. My verb is to join. I'd love to join you, she said. Do you remember that? Yeah.
Yes.
To join. Look at the sentence here. I would like to join you on your tour. I would like to join you on your tour. Let's look at the next word. Invite. Invite.
Invite.
Did you invite your friend to the puja? Do you understand that, students? To invite means to call somebody. So, did you invite your friend to the puja? The next word is
No.
no. Here I have used it like this. Arjun knows the answer. Arjun knows the answer. The next word is create.
Create.
God creates beautiful creatures. Please repeat.
God creates beautiful creatures.
Let's look at the next word. To attend.
To attend.
I have decided to attend the wedding. I'll read out the words for you. You please listen to me carefully. Come, coming or come. See, to
To
come.
come.
Think,
Think.
to join.
To join.
Invite,
Invite.
was,
Was.
know,
No.
missed,
Missed.
loved,
Loved.
attend,
Attend.
place,
Please.
created,
Created.
ask.
Ask.
Now these words are called verbs, students. You've learned that some of them are called action words in your lower classes.
Yes.
But now you're in the high school. You know the word verbs. They are all verbs. So as I told you, I'm going to pick out a few of those verbs and use them in sentences. Let's quickly go through these sentences. Okay? The first word is to join. Can you read this sentence, students? Read it aloud.
I would like to join you on your tour.
Did you read that? Very good.
Invite. Did you invite your friend to the puja?
Did you invite your friend to the puja? Okay.
No. Arjun knows the answer.
All right.
Create. God creates beautiful creatures.
Next word is
To attend. I have decided to attend the wedding. Missed. Raju hurried to the station but missed his bus.
So these are all some verbs and I've used them in sentences. You must also learn to use verbs in sentences of your own. Okay, let's move on now, students. Here I have another example for you. This is a classroom example. Okay, the situation is a classroom situation. What do you see on screen?
Ma'am, I can see a few students are sitting
All right.
inside the classroom.
Is there a teacher in the classroom?
Yes, ma'am, there's a teacher.
Yes, there is a teacher. She is standing in front of the students. Now let's see what happens in this classroom. As you can see, students, some children's names are also given. Can you read out those names?
Yes, ma'am. Kushal, Sunil, Ramu, Sneha.
Now let's see what happens in this classroom. This girl whom you see, students, she is going to talk to us. Let's see what she says. She says, Miss Sushila is our English teacher. She teaches us finite and non-finite verbs today. So as you can see, students, the word is highlighted and the word teaches is highlighted. So what are these words?
Ma'am, verbs.
Verbs. They are verbs. Is and teaches, both are verbs. So that's why they are highlighted, students. Just keep that in mind, okay? Miss Sushila has taught us how to write a paragraph. She is holding a piece of chalk in her hand. Again you see the word taught and the word holding. Taught, holding. What are these two words?
Verbs.
They are also verbs. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. What happens next? Look at this girl. Who is this girl?
Sneha.
Her name is Sneha. Sneha is the best student in our class. She studies well and participates in all other activities too. Again here, students, you see the word is highlighted, the word studies is highlighted, and the word participates is highlighted. Do you know the meaning of the word participates?
Ma'am, to participate in all other activities too means to take part.
To take part in activities. So here also, students, is, studies and participates are verbs, action words. Okay. Now what else is our friend going to tell us? Sneha won the first prize in the debate competition that was held earlier this month. So again you see the word won and held. Again these are verbs. What else is going to happen now? We spoke about Sneha. Look at Ramu and Kushal. Ramu and Kushal are two more friends of mine. They also study well. So here you see the word are and here you see the word study. These are also verbs. They draw pictures very well. Kushal can create a great scenery just by looking at it. At it, students. Okay. So here you see the word draw, you see the word create, you see the word looking. What are they, students?
Verbs.
They are all verbs. Okay, students? They are all verbs, action words or verbs. Ramu can draw pictures of many cartoon characters by just remembering them. Now look at the words here. Draw and remembering. Now you know, you're going to tell me these two are also verbs.
Yes.
But even if they are verbs, they are in different forms. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you tell me the difference in forms, students?
Ma'am, draw.
Yeah.
Draw is present tense.
Okay.
And remembering, ing we have put.
Yes.
It is continuous.
Yes, it's a continuous tense. So draw here is the root word, the verb. Whereas this remembering is the ing form, students. Both are verbs, but they are in different forms. Now let's go on to the next one. Now what is happening here? Watch carefully, students. Yeah, Sunil is doing something. Sunil is scribbling in his book. What is he doing? He is scribbling.
Ma'am, what do we mean by scribbling?
Do you know, students, what scribbling is? To write very dirtily. To write shabbily. Okay, to write shabbily.
Okay.
So scribbling again is a verb, students. What form is it in?
Ma'am, ing.
Yeah, you can see the ing form here. Sunil is scribbling in his book. What does the teacher do? Very good. The teacher observes it. She asks him to write neatly. So here again you have a few words. You have the word observes, you have the word asks. Again these two are verbs. So we have a lot of verbs in this classroom situation.
Yes.
So now you're going to look at all those words that we came across. I'll read out these verbs for you. Listen carefully. Is, are, study, meet, do, draw, create, looking, remembering, teaches, taught, standing, holding, studies, participates, won, held, scribbling, observes, asks, to write. So here students, in this list of verbs, as I have told you earlier, they are all in different forms. Study is a different kind of verb. Looking, remembering is a different kind of verb.
Yes.
Standing, holding, scribbling, they are all ing forms.
Yes.
Taught and won, they are past tenses. Verbs in the past tense.
Yes.
To write, that is also a verb. It's a different form.
But ma'am, write is present tense.
Yeah, right.
Why?
Oh, to is called an infinitive here. Okay, when we use to, it's called an infinitive. Students, you don't need to know the name, but you must know how to use it.
To write.
So, in today's class, you're going to learn about these different forms of verbs and how you're going to use them and which ones are called finite and which ones are called non-finite verbs. Alright, ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who do you see on screen here, students?
Ma'am, Miss Sushila.
Yeah, this is Miss Sushila. What do you think she's doing?
Ma'am, she's writing
something. Isn't she?
Yes, ma'am.
So, she says, I write a letter. So, look at that. I write a letter. So, maybe she says, I write a letter to my mother once a week. What tense is the sentence in, students?
Ma'am, present tense.
Is that right? Is this in the present tense? I write a letter. Is it a present tense sentence? Yes. Which is the verb here, students?
Ma'am, write.
Very good. Write is the verb here. The action word, the doing word. Right. Now, let's change this sentence to the past tense. Can you do it for me?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, write will become wrote.
Very good.
So, I wrote a letter.
Alright. So, the sentence becomes I
wrote
a letter. So, now the sentence is in past tense. What happened to the verb, children?
Ma'am, it became past tense.
Right. The word write became wrote. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, because of the verb, we are coming to know the tense of the sentence. Let's keep that in mind and let's go to the next example. Here you see a boy. He is also writing something.
Yes.
Okay, let's see what we tell about this boy. He writes a letter. Here, what is the tense of the sentence?
Ma'am, present tense.
Present tense. What is the verb here?
Ma'am, writes.
Writes. Look at the verb. Writes. It has changed. Do we say he write a letter?
No, ma'am.
No, we don't say he write a letter. He writes a letter. Why has write become writes here?
Ma'am, because third person singular.
Very
he.
good. You all know about subject. This is the subject, he. So when the subject is third person singular, it becomes writes. Alright?
Yes.
Let's go on to the next example. I have one more example for you. What do you see on screen here?
Ma'am, three boys. Writing.
They are writing something. Let's see what they are writing. They are also writing a letter, students. So what do we say? They write a letter.
Oh, they write a letter.
Again here tell me the verb.
Ma'am, write.
Write is the verb again.
Yes.
Again it has changed, students. It has become write. It's not writes now.
Yes.
Now it is because
third person plural.
plural. Look at the subject. They, you know. They is third person plural. So then the verb becomes write again. So now this word write is changing according to the subject, and it is also telling us the tense. Correct, children?
Yes, ma'am.
So I will show you all the three sentences. I write a letter. He writes a letter. They write a letter. Now in all these sentences, you can see that the word write, writes and write. It shows you the tense. Correct, children?
Yes,
they are all in the present tense.
Yes, ma'am.
And this word changes according to the
Person.
subject.
Yes.
Right? Because of the subject, the verb also changes. Children, such a verb is called a finite verb. Okay?
Ma'am, what is a finite verb?
Yeah, I'll tell you what a finite verb is. I just told you a verb which shows us the tense.
Yes.
Here, write shows us the tense.
Yes.
Correct? Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Because of the word write, we know the tense of the sentence.
Yes.
And it changes according to the subject. So, these kind of verbs are called finite verbs. So, what is a finite verb? Read carefully, students. A finite verb is a verb which gives us the tense. And let's not worry about this part. Children, a finite verb is a verb which gives us the tense and changes what? Tell me, students.
Ma'am, according
Changes
to the
according to the
subject.
subject. Very good. You saw how that word write changed. So that is a finite verb. A finite verb is a verb which gives us the tense. It tells us the tense and changes according to the subject. That is a finite verb.
Okay.
It is also usually the main verb of the sentence.
Yes.
Okay, you will learn in later classes, you will learn that sentences can have many verbs. Normally, the main verb of the sentence will be the finite verb. Did you understand that, students?
Yes,
I'll show you more examples. So let's look at a few more examples here. The same classroom situation is taken.
Yes.
Now let's read these sentences. Come on, read along with me, students.
I am a teacher.
You are a student.
You are a student.
You are my students.
You are my students.
She is my friend.
She is my friend.
They are my friends.
They are my friends.
We'll read this once again to you. I am a teacher.
I am a teacher.
You are a student.
You are a student.
You are my students.
You are my students.
She is my friend.
She is my friend.
They are all my friends.
They are all my friends.
So what has happened here? Can you see the highlighted words?
Yes.
They are all verbs. You agree, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Am, are, is are all verbs. They also show you the tense. What tense is all these sentences in?
Ma'am, present tense.
They are all in present tense. All these sentences are in the present tense. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Because these verbs are showing you the tense and also they will change according to the subject. They are called finite verbs. Now you notice this difference here, you and you. Students,
Yes.
in English, yeah, you is used in different ways.
Yes, ma'am.
You see the two sentences, you are a student, you are my students. So you know the difference in Kannada. You can't make out the difference just by looking at the word. You have to read the sentence. Only then you will know the difference. It's only you. But when you look at the rest of the sentence, you will understand whether it is singular or plural.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So now, let's look at some more verbs. I have a few more sentences for you. She speaks Chinese fluently. So which is the verb here? It's already highlighted. Easy for you.
Speaks.
Yeah. So she speaks Chinese fluently. Fluently means easily. She has no problem with speaking Chinese. Okay. So she speaks Chinese fluently. The verb is speaks. What is the tense of this sentence?
Ma'am, present tense.
Very good. It's in the present tense. So now tell me, students, is speaks a finite verb?
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you think so? Why is it finite?
Ma'am, by looking at this word, I can understand the tense.
Yes, this word speaks. Students, it tells us the tense of the sentence. Okay?
Yes.
So,
Present tense.
it is in the present tense.
Yes.
So, any verb that tells you the tense in the sentence will be a finite verb.
Okay.
You have to remember that very carefully, students. A verb which tells you the tense is a finite verb.
Okay, ma'am.
Alright?
Hmm.
Let's look at some more examples. Look here. Mr. Pramod has a big car. The verb here is
Has.
has. Is has telling us the tense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What tense is the sentence?
Ma'am, present tense.
Very good. The word has tells us that it is in the present tense. So, has also is a finite verb.
Okay.
Okay? Now let's see. Ramu and his friends swam in the pool. Which is the verb here?
Ma'am, swam.
So swam is already in the past tense.
Oh.
So what happens when a verb is used in the past tense? Children, it automatically becomes a finite verb.
Yes.
Because
It
when
is
I
telling.
change the subject, suppose I say we instead of Ramu. How would you change the sentence? We
Swam.
swam in the pool. So the word swam has not changed, but it is showing the tense. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So because it is showing the tense, it is called the finite verb. So you must remember, when a verb is used in its simple past tense, automatically it will be called a finite verb. Simple past tense, students. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Look at this sentence again. He postponed the program because of the bad weather. He postponed the program because of the bad weather. Again here, what is the verb?
Ma'am, postponed.
Postponed. What tense is it in?
Ma'am, ed is there. So, past tense.
Past tense. So what have I told you, students? If the verb is in the past tense,
Ma'am, infinite verb.
finite verb.
Finite verb. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay.
Finite verb.
When the verb is in the past tense, because it's showing the tense.
Yes.
Okay, students, don't get
Finite
confused. When the verb is in the past tense, because it shows the tense, it is the finite verb. Okay? Let's look at some more examples. Savita danced gracefully. Again here, danced is the verb. What tense is it in?
Ma'am, past tense.
Past tense. So because it's in the past tense, it is the finite verb, students. Alright? Ravi does his homework without anybody's help. So Ravi does his homework without anybody's help. Does, what is the tense here?
Ma'am, present tense.
Present tense, correct, students?
Yes.
Yeah, Ravi does his homework without anybody's help. So is it a finite or a non-finite verb?
Finite verb.
Finite verb. I have not taught you non-finite verbs yet.
Yes.
We have only learnt about finite verbs.
Yes.
Why is this a finite verb?
Ma'am, it speaks about the tense.
It shows you the tense of the sentence.
This is present tense.
Yes. And suppose I change the subject, it will change.
Yes.
Shall I show you one small example?
Yes, ma'am.
This sentence is Ravi does his homework without anybody's help. Suppose instead of Ravi, I say I.
Oh,
How will
ma'am.
this sentence change?
I do my
Very
homework.
good. It becomes I do my homework
Without anybody's help.
without anybody's help. So does becomes
Do.
do. It is still the present tense, but it has changed.
Yes. Because, ma'am, first person singular.
So because the subject changes. So this is a finite verb, students. Alright?
Hmm.
So now you have Miss Sushila once again. Now what is Miss Sushila doing? She is writing a letter.
Yes.
What is she saying?
I am writing a letter.
I am writing a letter. What is she saying, students?
I am writing a letter.
I am writing a letter. This is the short form. Am. You've learnt short forms.
Yes.
Here I am just writing it separately for you to understand. Okay. So in this sentence, I am writing a letter. What is the tense?
Ma'am, am writing.
That
Ma'am,
is the
present
verb.
tense.
So present tense, but ing form is there, students.
Yes, ing form.
So what does it become? Very good. It is a present, continuous tense. So look at the word am writing here. Okay. What is am writing? They both are
Ma'am,
verbs.
yes, verbs.
Am and writing. Both
Yes.
are verbs.
Yes.
Now, does writing tell us the tense?
No, ma'am, am.
Yeah, the word am tells us the tense. Writing is not telling you the tense, students.
Oh.
Let me change it a little. Okay, I'll write it here. Let me say, I was writing a letter. What has happened now?
Ma'am, am changed to was.
Am has changed to was. Has writing changed?
No, ma'am, it is same.
Writing is the same. So is writing telling us the tense of the sentence?
No, ma'am.
No. When you look at writing, you can't make out the tense. Only these verbs, am and was, they are telling you the tense.
Yes, ma'am.
What are these verbs called, students?
Ma'am, finite verb.
These are the finite verbs because they tell us the tense.
Yes.
They are the helping verbs, you remember?
Yes.
The helping verbs, am and was.
Was.
They are called finite now because they are showing the tense.
Then.
Writing is not showing the tense. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Even in I am writing, writing is the same. In I was writing also, writing stays the same. So the word writing is not changing. It is not showing you the tense. So such a verb is called a non-finite verb.
Oh.
Okay? That means a verb which does not show the tense and it doesn't change. That kind of verb is called a non-finite verb. Let me give you some more examples. Now here I have a big table. Don't get scared, children. Okay? You know what we'll do? We'll use only this one sentence. Okay? I've marked one sentence for you.
Yes.
He is writing the letter. I'll mark one more sentence for you. He was writing the letter. Let's not worry too much about this third column. Okay? This third column, we are going to do it in a different class for you. Okay? So now we are talking about present tense, past tense. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
He is writing the letter. He was writing the letter. Right, students? Could you
Yes,
read
ma'am.
that?
He is writing the letter. He was writing the letter.
What have I done here?
Ma'am, is, when it becomes past tense, it became was.
Is has become was. Has writing changed?
No, ma'am, it is the same.
It has not changed. So only is and was have changed, but the word writing has not changed. So this much you know already, I have told you.
Yes.
So writing is the
Writing is the
non-finite verb because it has not changed.
Yes, ma'am.
Is and was are finite,
Finite verbs.
Okay, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, let me write this a little differently. Okay? Let me say, I am sitting down to write. What has happened here?
Ma'am, I am.
Yeah, so am sitting is the verb. To write is also a verb, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know? To write is also a verb.
Yes, ma'am.
It's another form. It's called the to verb. Right? To and the verb. So here, I've taken this sentence. I'm sitting down to write. Okay? I will write it a little differently. I was sitting down to write. What have I done here?
Ma'am, only am changed to was.
Right. Only am changed to was. Sitting has not changed. To write has not changed. But still we know that the sentence is in past tense.
Yes, ma'am.
How do we know that?
Ma'am, because am changed to was.
Did you understand that?
Ma'am,
Yes.
this is finite verb.
Very good.
Because it is telling about the tense.
Tense. So only am has changed to was here, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you understanding, students?
Yes,
Only
ma'am.
am has changed to was. Sitting stays the same. To write also stays the same. So now what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that the verb in the ing form, let me clear that for you. I'll write it once again. So a verb in the ing form and a verb in the to form. These verbs don't change and they don't show us the tense also.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? I can say I am sitting, I was sitting. Correct?
Yes,
Sitting
ma'am.
doesn't change. I am going to write, I was going to write. See? To write doesn't change.
Yes, ma'am.
So, ing forms and to verb forms are always non-finite
Non-finite.
verbs. So, what you need to remember carefully, students, ing forms, to forms, to verb, to infinitives. These two kinds are always non-finite verbs. Okay, children?
Yes,
Don't worry too much about the other sentences. We will do this once again later for you. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So now, in all these sentences above, the verb writing does not change with change in person or number of the subject. Whatever the subject is, he, she, you, they, whatever the subject is, see the word writing, has it changed?
No, ma'am.
Everywhere it is the same. He is writing the letter. She is writing the letter. You are writing the letter. They are writing the letter. Same way here. I was writing the letter. He was writing the letter. You were writing the letter. They were writing the letter. So whatever the subject is, can you see all subject is different everywhere, but writing is the same. Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So writing is not changed. It does not indicate the tense either. It doesn't tell
Yes,
you the
ma'am.
tense. Just if you look at the word writing, you can't make out the tense. Now students, just writing will not show you the tense. Is and was, am and are, those are the words which are showing you the tense.
Yes, ma'am.
So, even though the subject and the tense change, this verb does not change its form. Writing stays the same throughout. The subject may change, the tense may change, but this word writing, this particular verb doesn't change. So, such a verb is called a non-finite
Okay.
verb. Okay, students?
So one which doesn't change and those ing forms
Yeah.
and to forms.
Correct.
Those are non-finite
verbs. What are
because-
finite verbs?
The verb which tells about the tense.
Okay, students?
Yes.
Any verb which tells you the tense is called a finite verb. The verb which does not tell us the tense is called a non-finite verb.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, look at this. A non-finite verb is a verb which does not indicate the tense of the sentence. That much is enough. Let's not worry too much about this.
Okay.
If you remember this much, it is enough. So let's look at some other thing now. I have a few more examples. So look at this. My mother asked me whether I had done my homework. Now here there are two main verbs. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what the two main verbs are?
Ma'am, asked
Okay, asked is one main verb. And the other one?
and ma'am had is another verb.
Right.
But ma'am, done is also a
A
verb.
verb. So
had
we'll
done.
say had done. Okay, students? Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Asked is one verb. Had done is also one verb. Now, asked is already in the past tense, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Because ed is there. What is the present form of asked?
Ma'am, ask.
Ask. Very good. So, asked is already in the past tense. So, what is it? What kind of verb is it?
Ma'am,
Finite or non-finite?
ma'am, finite.
Very good. Students, are you also answering like Shrestha? Yes, students. When a verb shows the tense, it is automatically a finite verb. And especially here, it is already in the past tense. So, it's a finite verb. What about had done?
Ma'am, had done. It is non-finite.
Is it finite or non-finite?
Non-finite.
Okay, had. Had is a past tense word.
Yes, ma'am.
So, it is a finite verb again. Children,
Oh.
only done is the non-finite verb here.
So, ma'am, two finite verbs here.
Yes, that's right. There is asked and there is had. Both are finite verbs because both are showing the tense.
Yes, ma'am.
Done is not showing the tense. Shall I tell you why?
Yes, ma'am.
Now look at this sentence. I had done my homework. Okay?
Yes.
Now let me change it to I have done
Oh.
my homework. Has done changed?
No, ma'am.
So what kind of verb is it, students?
Ma'am, this is non-finite verb.
Done is non-finite. Has had changed?
Yes, ma'am.
Had has become have.
Yes,
Showing you
ma'am.
the tense.
Yes.
So that is the
Finite verb.
finite verb. Very good, students. If you remember this much, it is enough. The verb which shows the tense is finite. The verb which doesn't show the tense is the
Non-finite.
non-finite verb. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, let's look at one more example. The children were playing happily. So here you have two verbs, were, playing.
Yes.
Were is already in the
Past tense.
past tense.
So,
Playing
this
is
is
the-
finite.
Yes, so were is finite and playing is the
Non-finite.
non-finite.
Because, ma'am,
Yes.
if we say the children are playing happily,
Yes, very good. Even if we say the children are playing,
playing will not
playing
change.
will not change. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I am playing. She is playing.
Yes, ma'am.
You are playing.
So, only are,
Am,
were,
is.
am,
Yes.
they will change. So,
Playing does not change.
they are finite.
Playing is non-finite.
Playing is non-finite.
Am, are, is, was, were. These are all finite verbs.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
students.
Okay, ma'am.
So let's look at just one more example now. Rama was drawing pictures. Again here you have was and drawing. Rama was drawing.
Drawing.
Was is finite or non-finite?
Finite.
Very good.
Finite verb.
Drawing,
Drawing non-finite. It will
non-finite.
not change.
Yes.
And it will not tell about
Tell
the
about
tense.
the tense. Correct. Rama is drawing, I can say.
Yes.
Then also
Present tense.
present
is.
tense. But drawing is not showing the tense.
Yes.
Only is showing the tense.
Yes.
So drawing becomes the non-finite verb.
Yes.
Is the finite verb. So what you have to remember, students, all ing verbs, they are non-finite verbs. Okay? And all these base verbs, is, am, are, was, were, they are all finite verbs. Okay? All ing forms are non-finite and all these base forms are finite. One more thing is, any verb which shows you the tense is the finite verb.
Yes.
Okay? Any verb which does not show you the tense is the non-finite verb. So I hope you learnt a little today about finite and non-finite verbs, students. Let me give you one more example here. Some guests have come to my house. What are the verbs here?
Ma'am, have come.
Have come. Okay? So have is the
Finite verb.
finite verb because have is in the present tense.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
It's showing the present tense.
Ma'am,
Come,
come is also showing the present tense.
yes,
but
but
when-
because of have here, come has become the participle.
Participle.
You remember the students, you may not know the name, but you know it. Shall I tell you how? Come,
Came,
came,
come.
come. Participle. So here it is used in its participle form. So again here also it is the
Non-finite
non-finite verb. Okay? So what have you learnt now?
Ma'am,
ing forms,
yes. To,
to and the verb forms and
yes.
the
Participle.
participle forms. They are all
Non-finite.
non-finite verbs. And verbs which show you the tense are all
Finite,
verbs. Okay, students? I
Yes.
hope you've learnt a little. We'll have another class on this topic again. So then I will teach you more about finite and non-finite verbs.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, students?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.